Maybe you're contemplating hopping on the latest weight loss craze. Maybe you've already managed to snag a prescription and you're enjoying the benefits of one of the titans of weight loss. A quick introduction. The titans of weight loss represent a new class of weight loss therapies. Officially, they're classed as incretin mimetics. They mimic the endogenous hormones collectively referred to as the incretins. These hormones help to signal the body that you've just eaten and that it's time to take care of the groceries. Taking care of the groceries includes shooting a note to the pancreas to release insulin, resulting in improved glycemic control, keeping the contents of the stomach whooshing for a tiny bit longer, that is slowing gastric emptying, and putting a stop to further grocery acquisition until such time as the current load has been processed. So appetite is reduced and overall food intake is decreased. The poster child is semaglutide, better known as Ozempic and Wegovy. Now, semaglutide's pharmacological characterization is as a GLP-1 agonist. The GLP refers to glucagon-like peptide, but the family is growing. And add-ons include tirzepatide, which is a dual agonist, pinging both the GLP-1 and GIP receptor, and retatrutide, which is a GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon agonist, all rolled into one. Fancy. Now, the question is, should you hop on the bandwagon? Well, if you Google right now, the answer would be hell yes. Even the purists in the functional medicine camp are singing their praises. And the vast majority of research appearing in the big medical databases, it's a miracle. And let's add it to the water. Well, for the record, I am not a big fan. Trained as a pharmacologist, this is someone who specializes in studying drugs, I see some big red flags. Join me for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as I discuss the dark side of the new weight loss drugs, especially from a muscle perspective. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, they do work. If the goal is to lose weight, they deliver. This is the data from the STEP trial, which put these guys on the map. There is a caveat. They do seem to work better in clinical trials than in the real world. Weight loss is a little more moderate, especially in people who are metabolically challenged. But a close to 5% weight loss is not too shabby. And the very act of losing weight, more often than not, improves many aspects of body chemistry. But they do not improve body chemistry in terms of insulin levels. In fact, quite the opposite. Because of timing issues, insulin levels are boosted 24/7. For me, this is a concern. Plus, they're lifer drugs. You don't take them, lose the weight, and then stop and live as a skinny individual thereafter. If you stop, the weight comes right back. Oftentimes, people are no better off, and on the odd occasion, they are worse off than when they started. They're also not the same as endogenous incretins. Endogenous incretins are gut hormones. That is, they work inside the gut. The drugs are primarily acting outside of the gut. And finally, the impact of taking them for decades is a huge unknown. They just haven't been around long enough for us to really know what they're up to. But what we do know is they don't fix insulin resistance or hyperinsulinemia. As I said, they actually perpetuate it. The way that they lower sugar levels is by bumping up insulin production around the clock. But the negative impact on metabolic health doesn't stop here. Let me explain. When it comes to dieting, we talk about weight loss, but the real goal is fat loss. And when you lose weight, you can and do lose fat, but you can also lose muscle. Now, it's a problem with any weight loss strategy, including conventional dieting. But this class of drugs seems to amplify the problem. Head-to-head comparisons highlight this phenomenon. So, how much muscle loss are we talking about? Very few studies have actually documented the extent of the muscle loss. One that did suggested that the muscle loss was in the order of 6 kilograms. Relatively speaking, this is a lot. You're losing muscle as you age. This loss clocks in at 1 to 3 kilograms per decade. So 6 kilograms in 72 weeks is significant. And remember, it's this muscle loss that drives getting old. And when enough muscle is gone, you fall into the category of frail. Now, the medical terminology for muscle loss is sarcopenia. It means too little flesh. When you're frail, you're vulnerable to falls, to infections, well, to pretty much everything. And low muscle mass is not just a problem for 92-year-olds. It's one of the first signs of metabolic troubles. So, the weight loss induced by the titans of weight loss is tainted. So, should you avoid them? Well, this is biology. So the answer is it depends. But you do need to weigh up the pros and cons and mitigate the risks. Muscle loss is a thing for everyone. This is not a case of, well, it's an adverse event that happens because you are somehow genetically disadvantaged. It's going to happen. The extent of the loss is impacted by your genetics and your age, your gender, and your metabolic status. Now, fortunately, muscle can be built with sweat and tears. Okay, maybe the tears are optional, but the sweat isn't. To build muscle, you need to work them. And the best way to work them is to make them lift, push, pull heavy things. The official name for this kind of exercise is resistance training. And research shows that it really does help in mitigating muscle loss. Of course, this is hard work, but exercise plus a weight loss titan trumps the drug on its own. The blue shows the drug on its own, and the yellow, the drug and exercise combo. The green, which is exercising alone, has legs. So is the combo a win? Definitely. Of course, it does challenge the idea of easy weight loss thanks to drug therapy. Now, I think creating better body chemistry without drugs is a better option, and I would love to help you make it a reality. You know, it's easier than you think when you use science-based principles. Visit our website for more information. There are tons of resources, both free and paid, and the advice is always based on real science, not hype. And speaking of real science, if you want to catch up with the science behind this story, this channel is a good place to start. Know someone currently exploring the weight loss drug option? Share this video with them so they understand the big picture and are empowered to make the decision that is right for them. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.